And our next speaker is also a local community member. Rachel Berry is passionate about promoting community health. With a master's degree in health psychology, she's worked in public health, agriculture, the sustainability movement, higher education, and herbalism. With over 15 years' experience managing programs in the government and nonprofit sectors, she's committed to helping people live healthier lives. Rachel's involvement in the Nevada County local food movement started in 2009 when she moved here with her family 10 years ago and started working with Living Lands Agrarian Network, which later became Sierra Harvest. In her off time, Rachel enjoys gardening and wild harvesting with her husband and daughter and teaches community classes. So building a resilient farm and food community is the topic for Rachel Berry. Please welcome her to the stage.
Okay. My name is Rachel, and I was invited here to speak about Sierra Harvest. And I'm curious, has anybody here heard about our organization before? Of course. Okay. Well, you're about to learn some more. As you may know, our mission is to educate, inspire, and connect people to fresh local food. And this is our 12th year doing programs here in Nevada County. We've gone from a mostly grassroots volunteer organization in 12 years to serving almost 10,000 kids every year, dozens of farmers, and thousands of community members with our programs. This year, we're reaching $1 million budget. When I first started working for the organization, I got paid in vegetables. So this is a testament to how much interest there is in our community to really have a focus to have a local food economy that serves everyone and provides access to fresh food for everyone. As far as how I got involved, I did not imagine that I was going to live my life for spending so much time in sustainable agriculture. I grew up in Southern California, hung out a lot at the mall, hung out a lot at the beach, but I was always interested in resiliency and health. Why is it that some people don't get sick? Why is it that some people in the face of illness seem to do really well? What is it about this resiliency? And that passion took me to study psychology, public health, medical anthropology, and what I saw and what I learned is that it's really hard for people to change their behaviors and their thought patterns, even when they want to and even when they know it's the right thing. So after many years in public health, my husband persuaded me to move from Northern Arizona, join the sustainable movement in Northern California, and live on a farm and study permaculture. And so I said, sure, why not? And I had been kind of frustrated in public health because I felt like it was very fragmented. We had programs to promote wellness through exercise, through eating right, through getting social support, but it didn't feel efficient. It didn't feel holistic. So moving to the permaculture farm changed my life, changed my viewpoints. And I realized from my public health perspective that if everybody could just move to an organic farm, that would be the single best public health intervention that we could have. Because you have access to all this great food. You're getting physical exercise. You're outside. You're connecting with the natural world. You're working on a farm with other people. And it's something just clicked for me that my interest was helping people lead that kind of life rather than working in the more traditional public health realm. So unfortunately, everybody can't live on an organic farm, and I couldn't stay at the educational center forever. So after 4 years, it was time to move, and my family decided to move here to Nevada County, largely because of the local food movement. There were a lot of people interested in sustainability. There seemed to be a lot of farms, and I wanted to live and I wanted to raise my family in a place that would support us growing our own food and having access to healthy food and places to go outside. So when I got involved with Living Lands Agrarian Network and Sierra Harvest, it was about 10 years ago, and I was surprised that Nevada County wasn't quite the farming paradise that I thought it was. I learned that we import over 95% of our food, and so if there should be any emergency or any disruption in transportation, we have enough food at the stores to last us maybe a few days. The average farmer in Nevada County, like the rest of the country, is about 60 years old. And so not only do we need to inspire a new generation to take over farming, but we need to make farming a viable career choice. A lot of young people today are interested in farming, but after working for a few years, many of them are making less than minimum wage. Many of them qualify for state assistance because of the level of their income. And so many of them leave to get a real job because they can't afford the farming habit. So another thing that I learned is, even the children here, 1 in 5 children in Nevada County are overweight. And again, this is a national trend, but we know that kids who are overweight are more at risk for things like diabetes, heart disease, and other health issues that can take away their quality of life, shorten their life, and increase collective medical bills. And for the first time in modern history, the next generation of Americans are expected to live 10 years shorter than their parents. And some people are calling them Generation RX because they're going to be so dependent on the medical system unless we make some real changes. And what I propose is instead of more pharmaceuticals, we create more farms. We create more places for families and children to interact with the farmers, with the food, how it's grown, good nutrition, being outside, being away from the screen, and enjoying high density, nutritious food that you can get out of your garden or from local farms. So that's why Sierra Harvest exists in our community, is really to work together as a community to move forward on that vision. So we don't have 2 parallel economies. One that can afford the cost of fresh organic food, and one that's dependent on cheap food that doesn't have much nutrition on it. We want to see local food security. We want to see local food security for everyone. So I wanted to show a short film to give you an idea of what we've been up to in the community, with the help of the community, with the help of a lot of volunteers.
Jeanie Mosley, and this is my garden from Sierra Harvest. Before I knew about Sierra Harvest, I was doing all my shopping at the grocery store, sometimes at farmers markets when I could afford it, but with 7 kids, it doesn't make it an easy prospect to provide nutritious, healthy food. My grandfather was old world Italian. I remember going to his garden as a child, green beans as big as your arm. It was like being in a fairy tale. I've always wanted to give that to my children. The adventure, the magic that comes with seeing these things start out so small and become this beautiful thing that not only feeds your family, but feeds your soul. When I first applied with Sierra Harvest, we had 4 posts in the corners and some chicken wire going around it. Sierra Harvest gave us this massive dump truck with 6-7 yards of soil. They brought the fencing. They helped us build all the boxes. Having all these people come together to help my children grow stronger and broaden their horizons as far as what they eat and how they eat it, they've given me a gift. My son Matthew is 12 years old. And like most kids, he wants to listen to music and watch YouTube. He got back from summer camp, and the first thing he did, it wasn't a shower, it wasn't I'm hungry, I want some candy or junk, or can I just lay down? It's I'm gonna run up to the garden real quick, is that okay?
The first thing I did was go to the garden because I wanted to see how much the plants have grown and developed. And I got to cut off like 5 different things, so it was really fun.
With this garden that Sierra Harvest has built for us, we have the ability to make time, to be a family, to come up here and work together.
I take out dead leaves. I just try to do as much as I can.
I had a magical experience when I was a child. I don't know if I will ever be able to meet the standards that my grandfather set for us. but my kids light up when they come in here. So it may not be the fairy garden of my childhood, but it can be the fairy garden of theirs.
I'm probably going to teach my own kids when I grow up how to garden and everything. It's just really nice and fun to garden. I'm really excited for next spring, and I really can't wait.
My name is Andrea Mertens, and I am the teacher here at Cottage Hill Elementary Preschool. When I was little, if it was green, we didn't have to eat it, because my dad didn't enjoy anything that was green. And even getting older now and having children of my own, I kind of found myself in the same pattern that I don't often buy fruits and vegetables. When Sierra Harvest let the school know that they were going to be dropping off produce to all of the classrooms, I have to say I felt a little bit of anxiety. Many parents would find out, oh my goodness, Miss Mertens, she doesn't eat fruits and vegetables. If I'm gonna ask my students to try the vegetables, well then I should try them myself. And so I kind of consciously decided that I was just gonna go along with Sierra Harvest as a trial and error. There were gonna be trials, there were gonna be errors of things I did not like, and then there'd also be some positive that would grow from that. In my class, we do everything as a team. And so as a team, we all get our vegetable of the month, and we all take a 1, 2, 3 and give it a bite. We might like it or we might not, and that's okay. There are quite a few vegetables I liked. And there are some items that I will actually say, yeah, I didn't really like that one very much. How about you? You know, to somebody who did. And I'll have other students who will yell out, but I liked it, Miss Mertens, I liked it. Perfect, well you can like it. And today maybe I don't like it, but I'll try it again. I feel like as a mother, I've kind of stepped up a little bit. Now I'm taking the time for my body to have a healthier lifestyle.
It makes me feel pretty good. I'm happy on my mom, and I'm super excited that my mom is doing new things and trying new stuff.
It's made quite a change. My husband's very happy because now he's able to incorporate the vegetables and the fruit into the meals and not have me or my boys kind of, what is that on our plate? Now we're actually okay eating everything on the plate.
My favorite thing I've eaten from Sierra Harvest is the pea shoots. They're really, really good. We always ask my mom, hey, can you go buy some pea shoots while you're at the grocery store? And usually she does sometimes. And right when she comes home, me and my brother just grab a spoon and dig in.
My name is Sandra Higuereta, and this is the Higuereta Family Farms in Browns Valley, California. This is a small farm on about 9 acres of rolling hills of small gardens. When I got my foot in the door with Briar Patch, I was doing 20 bunches of cilantro. And I got a little check, and I'm like, yahoo! I got some money for the cilantro. You know, and then I started realizing I wanted to make a living at this instead of just a yahoo.
My name is David Benson, and I'm the produce manager here at Briar Patch Food Co-op. Briar Patch Food Co-op Produce Department is an all-certified organic produce department. We can't really work with one-hit wonder where, okay, I've got a huge amount of something and I need you to take it right now, but then I'm not going to have anything next week or tomorrow. That consistency of supply, that uniformity of quality, those are aspects of the produce industry that are not as common in sales to restaurants or sales to farmers market.
I felt maybe I can't keep up with this. And at that point, I was almost feeling like I wanted to throw in the towel doing this farming project. I was getting these emails from Sierra Harvest, and there was an email that was offered to apply for a scholarship to go to EcoFarm. I applied and I thought, let's just give it a shot. After I came back from EcoFarm, I get another email that there's a Farm Biz class through Sierra Harvest. And that's what I have in my head now for this upcoming season. So I know exactly what my ability is to produce for the commitment that I have. From there, then they offered another class. And that was to help on becoming a certified organic farmer. Another very daunting issue. I was very scared of the application and a lot of things that I didn't understand about it. And here we are, now a certified organic farmer. If I hadn't had the intervention and guidance from Sierra Harvest, I probably would have thrown in the towel.
In order to build a sustainable food system, we need to not only provide access to markets, we need to give the kind of support that ensures that these farms can get past that sort of make or break first 5 years. And Sierra Harvest has really just stepped into farm incubation, farmer training, farmer education, and support, on a lot of levels.
We have a large commitment for the fall, and Briar Patch now feels confidence because I've taken that final jump and launched into becoming certified organic. I've gone up to the store, and as I'm shopping or if I'll see somebody buying a bunch of basil, I get so excited. And sometimes I almost want to say, how do you like it?
And the connections and the networking that Sierra Harvest fosters between farmers and community is just crucial. It's basically how we're going to continue to build a sustainable food system here in the Sierra foothills.
So how we make that happen, one of the ways and one of the strategies we're working on is to make sure that all kids have scratch-cooked meals at school. Right now there are about 18 schools that right now are getting reheated food under plastic. Their school doesn't have a kitchen. And what we've been able to do in the last couple years is help the Nevada Union High School launch a pilot program where they started to deliver scratch-cooked meals, many of them with local produce, to the Nevada City School District. They saw that the amount of kids who were eating school food went up from 11% to 60%. So it was a really big difference. There was no longer a stigma over, the poor kids get, school lunch. Everybody wanted school lunch, and it was exciting to get school lunch. And the school started making money for the first time. All 3 schools involved were making money off school food for the first time, and less food was going in the trash. So we know this is possible, and so we're really working to make that happen for all 33 schools in Western Nevada County. Yes. To reach that vision, we really need people in the community to advocate to their local schools, to the local school board. That's ultimately where these decisions are made. And while Sierra Harvest can provide some information and provide some examples, it really needs to come from the people. And if we are creating this next generation who are really loving fresh food, we're going to need more farmers, right? Because I already told you, we're running out. And what we want to see with farmers is a network of financially viable, sustainable farms where young people and older people are able to make a good living growing food for our community. So they want to stick with it and they want to continue. And so we can move. Our goal is to move from producing about 2% of our food, which we're doing right now in Nevada County, up to about 20%. If we can make that jump, we can help circulate over $300 million in our community, in our local economy that we're keeping here because we're bumping up that number. So not only is it a huge food security and boon for us as a community, it also has huge financial ramifications for us as well. So to be able to do that, we need people to be able to be willing to pay the true cost of well-stewarded local food. And at the same time, we know that In Nevada County, there are 15,000 people who are struggling to get any type of food on the table. And so we know that if we want everybody to have access, we have to have special accommodations so everybody can eat fresh food if that's what they want. So through our Sierra Gardens program, we are helping make a difference there. Community so far. And so we want to see if there are 15,000 people who are food insecure, we want to see 15,000 gardens. There we go. Got it. Thank you. Okay. To be able to meet this goal, we need people who are willing to help with building some of these 15,000 gardens or willing to mentor people for 2 years with these 15,000 gardens. And we'll need the supplies to make these new gardens. And also something that we do is we spread the word about the CalFresh program. The CalFresh program is a program where it's mostly working people, and people who are making below living wage can qualify for assistance to buy food, to buy starts, to buy seeds. And a working family of 4 can make about $500 a month for this food assistance. So we like to let people know that so you can spread the word to people you know. And that's this community vision that's gained a lot of traction in the last 12 years. There are lots of ways to plug in and get involved. We've got a summer potluck series this summer. You can come to local farms and share a meal with food-loving friends and neighbors. We also have our U-Pick education. We have our educational farm, Food Love, where we'll have U-Picks Tuesdays every Tuesday, 4 to 6:30. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing, on May 7th, we're having a free good food tour at Deer Creek Elementary School where you can see one of those food tastings and learn more about what's happening and what our issues are and how we can meet our community goals. So thank you for coming. And if you're interested in finding out more information, I have a sign-up sheet here. You can just ask me a question. Thanks.
Thank you, Rachel Berry with Sierra